Good morning, everybody. We got 2 days left of our zine. This one's a little dull. I need to do something with that one. I'm not too sure what. I don't know. Just kind of plain for me. But I like all my gizmos and gadgets and sparkly bits and who knows what. This one. It's going to be one of these two. This one. What is it? Loret. What's the other one? This one's also a grid-like pattern, and this one is not. So you know what? I think I'm going to put that one there and this one here just so that the grids aren't right next to each other. Well, it really won't make a difference because it'll be on a different page. Oh, bother. What do I want to do? Draw the bud with a single line. How do you do that? Ooh, I may have to go to Alina's. I'm going to have to do a little research with this one because it says draw the bud with a single line, and I'm not too sure what she means by that. So I'm going to go over to her YouTube channel and see if I can find this pattern first and see how she draws it before I do that one. So I guess this is the one that's meant to be here. Okay. So let's look at it. Let's look at it together. Triangle. Put a little circle in the middle. Put some teardrop shapes with the pointy end of the teardrop at the circle up into the corners of the triangle. And then put some lines, or is that petals? I can't tell. Let me zoom in. Can I tell on the camera? It looks like petals. This is so little. Looks like petals. So you can do it as triangles, you can do it as squares, or you can do it as circles. And it does look like it's petals because it looks like she's then filled in where it's rounded along the edge, right? Look at that! What fun! So it looks like our shapes could be just about any shape. So I'm wondering if I want to make just sort of random triangular-ish shapes in our square today. Is this one? So let's do some random for sure. We want to make that, and then I'm going to divide my page into shapes that are not standard. Big enough? I think that's big enough. I don't want them too small. That looks cool. So I have some shapes that are more rectangular-y and some shapes that are more triangular-y. Some of these are too small. So you know what? I'm going to incorporate them into this other shape. Same with this one. Let's incorporate it into this one. And then this one is going to be incorporated into this one. Put that more here. And then this one is going to be incorporated into this one. Okay. Okay. Right now, it kind of looks like a pineapple. I'm okay with a pineapple as a general thought. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road here. Something like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. And then this one's going this way. That one's going that way. Should have incorporated that into something, but well, that's okay. Like that. My husband was cleaning out the closet yesterday. We're moving all of our old photo albums into more waterproof storage, better storage, easier storage, rather than up on a shelf. Going in buckets, yes, it makes it harder to find things if we ever want to look at pictures, but you know, one day when I'm retired, I'll sit down and digitize all of our photos, but until then, they can stay in buckets. Right. Okay. Meanwhile, he found some fun photos. Now what am I doing? I'm up into the corners, right? With a... Don't know what shape. This one should be this shape. This one's kind of... How many corners does this one have? It's sort of triangularly, but it has one here and it has one there, so I'm going to put them there. The propellers. And we're just going to go for it. Same here. Something like that. he found a picture of my nephew at about the same age as my great nephew is now, his son, my nephew's son. And oh my word, if you didn't know that that wasn't his son, they are spitting images. I knew that his son looked like him, but until you see a baby picture and them like side by side, wow. Like, wow. Absolutely amazing. The genes run deep. You know that? The genes run deep. Found pictures of my son when he was little. Some of my favorites. All right, so each of those has a propeller-like shape going to the middle. And then we are going to kind of like this. Like that. One side, the other side, and then kind of a loop. One side, the other side, and just fill them in as they fit. Like that. Yeah? Yep. I think that's it. Okay. Closet is the first step in the bathroom renovation that is still not happening. I mean, it's happening, but it's happening very slowly. We just keep traveling and being busy with other things. And the bathroom just never seems to be first on the list of things to do. And that's okay. We have purchased all the tile, which is a good thing. We decided we needed to buy just a few more, like 2 more boxes of tile, because we forgot to calculate the square footage for the pony wall. And it was a good thing we went and got it when we did, because it is now on clearance at the store, which means they're not going to carry that one anymore. So now we have 2 more boxes. So I think we have 17 boxes of tile. Oh, that should be enough. And we have all the boxes of tile for the floor. And that was just the boxes for the walls. We have a different tile for the shower floor. And then a third, not tile, for the actual floor of the bathroom. The rest of the room, not the inside of the shower, is a vinyl plank flooring. We got all that. So all of that is currently staged in the extra bedroom upstairs. So we have all the supplies. I mean, we don't have like the glue and stuff, the mastic, but that doesn't go out of stock. Tiles is what you have to worry about, because the tiles we had picked like 2 years ago are no longer available. So we had to choose something different anyways. So we decided, once we had actually made a decision, instead of saying, oh yeah, that's the one we want, we'll get them when we're ready to do the project, this time we actually purchased them. And now we have them. So when we're ready to actually do the project, we will have the tiles. But step number 1, my husband wants to, we have a walk-in closet that has 2 sliding doors. Like sliding closet doors, but then when you walk into the sliding closet doors, there's a big walk-in closet. But the sliding doors take up a lot of space on the one wall. He wants to do something else so that we get more wall space inside the closet, and he can put like a dresser or something in that spot. We can use it for more storage. So like here, scrap piece of paper. Closet is a weird shape. Inside of the closet kind of looks like that. And we have this massive sliding doors here. But like when you slide the door open this way, he can't get into his side of the closet. When you slide the door open this way, I can't get into my side of the closet. And we have right now, we have a clothing rack goes this way and a clothing rack that goes this way. But he wants to either put the door here with just a door, so that when we go in here, we can get rid of this one and put clothing rack this way, so that we have a door here, and then we have racks going on both sides like this, and then we'll have a dresser across the back here. That's his initial thought. Or the other thought is, the other thought is this is clearly not to scale, folks, is to put in just one little pocket, like one regular door here, like a pocket door, because we don't want it to come out or in. And then make a U shape like this. And then we could put a small unit there. Something like that. Rather than what we have now. With a one on each side. And then that will give us some wall space in the bathroom. Bathroom's over here. That will give us a full wall space that we can do something with this wall space, because right now it's taken up by this giant sliding door. I would rather do this than this, mostly because then we don't have to reconfigure this, and I don't think I'd like this door, because that will come out into the walkway to get into the bathroom, and I think 90% of the time we leave the door open anyway, and I think that will just be in the way. It won't be able to come all the way out here because of the way the shape of the wall is. So I think I'd rather have a pocket door. That's my preference. I don't know. Does this have anything to do with drawing my drawings? No, it doesn't. But we have to make a decision here soon. But I think we're going to go for the pocket door design. He was going to do a pocket door with a mirror on it. And it's super expensive. And I thought, well, why do we need the mirror on it? I know he likes it to have a mirror. But we could put just a single full-length mirror on this wall in the bathroom. Doesn't have to be on the door. Just because we've always had a mirror on the door doesn't mean that it has to be on the door. Right? So more research is needed. Meanwhile, it's going to take days and days and days to clean out the closet. We really need to just be ruthless and buckle down and donate a bunch of clothes that don't fit. My niece and her husband sell vintage clothing. Online and at local like not yard sales. What's it called? Flea markets. Local flea markets. So once we've cleaned out the closet, have to have them come over and see if there's anything they want for their store first before we donate to the local thrift shop. I think we will probably donate over at the Assistance League. Because I know that money that's being raised at the Assistance League goes directly to the living facility that's right next door. Rather than to some corporate place. Like what happens with Goodwill. Which is that's actually our closest donation place is a Goodwill. But But I think I'm going to, I think the Assistance League is where we're going to go if they are taking donations. They don't always take, they're not always taking donations. Why do I have, all of a sudden, no voice? What the heck? There it goes. A little bit of congestions. Okay. Alrighty. Now this one's going to take a little bit longer just because of how intricate it is. I should have made bigger spots, but that's okay. You and I can sit together. One of these ones recently was super short, so we can sit together and make a longer video, right? We're going to fill in all those spots. Like that. Shall we do a question of the day? Let's do a question of the day. Let's do one of these. Do you think you have a good diet? What would you change for yourself and your family? No, I do not have a good diet. I 100% agree that I have a really lousy diet. And I'm not sure what I can do to change it at this point in my life. Could I just force myself to eat things that are more healthy for me? Yeah, I could. But it's hard. I have a it's not been officially diagnosed, but it's a thing. And it has to do with, it's a sensory processing disorder. And it has to do with sounds and textures. Sounds, lights, and textures. And I'm good with almost all physical texture, like feeling like different clothing or blankets, or I can touch sandpaper and things that some people with sensory processing disorder can't. But everybody's different, right? My biggest sensory processing problem is food texture. I have a very difficult time with food textures. And because I have a hard time with food textures, I am a super picky eater. And I know processed foods are not good for me. I know it in my head. But processed foods have a consistent texture that I am prepared for. Fresh fruits and vegetables. Every single fruit and every single vegetable can have a different texture depending on its ripeness. And sometimes even within the fruit or the vegetable, each bite can be different. And that I just can't. I can't. I have such a difficult time. And so even though I might like the flavor of something, I have to process it into like maybe a baked good or something. Or like for example, nuts. Many nuts, not most nuts, but many nuts I like. I like cashews, I like peanuts, um, macadamia nuts, but don't put them in something. Like, don't put them in a cookie or a muffin. No, absolutely not. That's no. And it took me a very long time. It's only been the last, I don't know, maybe a year or so where I have found out that there's a name for this sensory processing disorder. But yeah, do not put nuts in a baked good. Give me a bowl of nuts as a separate thing, and I'm fine. But like sometimes even like things that we cook, if it's not cooked, quote unquote, right, if the texture isn't what I expect, I can't eat it. So if pasta doesn't come out quite right, I can't eat it. My husband says, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm going, no, the texture's not right. It's not cooked right. And I will force myself to eat it, but I will not eat leftovers of it. And then I will have a hard time wanting that food for a very long time. Like if I get a bad batch of pasta, for example, and it's had a texture problem, I will be reluctant to want pasta for like maybe a month. Because I automatically feel like it's going to be wrong. And which is why I tend to eat processed foods, which I shouldn't eat. But because they're processed, most processed foods are identical from batch to batch. And that makes me more comfortable. And it took me a really, really long time to figure out what the heck was going on with me. Why could, like for example, I can eat a raw carrot, but don't give me a cooked one. You know? I like potatoes, but don't give me a potato skin. Just things like that. I love the taste of strawberries as a flavor, but I can't do the seeds and the pulp and orange juice has to be pulp free. Don't give me a texture. It's just a thing. And like I said, I didn't realize. I just thought I was a picky eater. There were other things that happened in my childhood that created some pickiness that has nothing to do with texture. But that's a different trauma story that nobody needs. But like I said, there are some things I like. I like the food, but only in a certain presentation. I like chocolate. I like mint. Do not give me something that's chocolate mint. No. Just no. And that isn't a texture thing, because most of the times chocolate mint things are still a texture that's fine. but because they tend to be the texture of chocolate. But oh gosh, don't some flavors. But can I have like a mint candy, just like a hard candy that's a mint? Yes, absolutely. Or gum that's a mint? Absolutely. Do not mix it with the flavor of chocolate, though. Ugh. So I know 100%, 100% that I do not eat right. And that's why I have issues with fruits and vegetables. So you have to hide them. You have to make them a texture that, whiz them up into a sauce or something where there's no chunks. Because chunks, just things that are chunky, just, ugh. You like my thought process? Just, ugh. What can I do here? Maybe this color. I'm going to go with, no, that's not right. Maybe this one. Orange Lake. Just a little. We're just gonna do the middles with a little extra orange. So was that too much info for you guys? Probably was. Did I share too much? Me and my sensory processing disorder. It's part of why I can't do like flashy lights like at a show, like a live stage performance. If there's like lots of flashy lights, or if there's music that ends up too loud. I love music. I think music is awesome, and I'm good with a lot of music venues. But then they turn it up, and then they make it uncomfortable for me, and then I have to leave. I've got to remember when I go on the next cruise to bring my earplugs. Or maybe request the noise canceling headphones from the cruise ship. Does have you can get a kit that has the noise canceling headphones just for people who have sensory issues. Usually it's for people who are autistic, but I think I just have the sensory issues, which is a different thing from what I understand. Now, it could be part of the spectrum. That is entirely possible. But at this time in my life, I'm old enough now that it's like, really, do I need to be diagnosed with something? No. I'll just go with my gut here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They need this little pop of white on the edge of the petals. Absolutely. Something like that. Oh, I really like how that's come out. I'm super happy with the watercolor backgrounds. These have been fun. I like it that it's interesting that I have that sensory processing thing, but then I really like texture in my art, which I find fascinating. I like a visual texture. I just don't like texture in my food. Very fascinating. It's fascinating what your brain does, isn't it? Everybody's brains are different. Some people absolutely hate to touch something that is textural. They don't like the texture of sandpaper or stucco or, crispy leaves, or just there are textures that some people just can't abide. And I get it. But I think it's interesting that we all have something different that just makes us go, ugh. Oh, look how pretty that ended up. I'm really happy with this one. Okay, it took a long time, but you know what? It was worth it. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Let me write down the name of this. Loret. It's going to come on the 24th of June. Awesome sauce. You guys have a great day. Don't mind me. I'm just babbling along because of the question of the day. And you guys go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place, one person at a time. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.